Here we have the emergency water straw and camping kit. Comes in a nice little hard case to protect the filter inside. Inside, got a carabiner, little extra storage pocket, and then your actual filter here. This is a 4-in-1 filter. Comes with a lanyard to carry it. It's a little more compact than the 3-in-1 one. So you've got a slightly smaller filter and smaller ends here, but same basic concept. The end clips off. This one you can either put a pipe for like a camelback or something like that, a hydration pouch, or you can just screw it directly onto a bottle to filter the water. And on the other end, you've got a drinking point where you would drink directly through it or suck water through it. It's not from a pressurized source. If we look at the actual unit here, we take off this end. There we have the end of our ultrafiltration membrane, which is a 0.1 micron physical barrier for bacteria. These filters are never the easiest to get out. The other cap clips closed and it comes off like that. That was easy to get it off. This one, the 4-in-1 part, it's got a mesh which is probably about 1 millimeter holes, just so pebbles or sticks or things don't get in there to damage the finer filter. And then you've got your carbon is basically covered in a sediment filter around it, but again it's a fairly small amount of carbon, so it will help reduce taste a little bit, but it's not going to be something that lasts an incredibly long period of time. And then in here we can see the ultrafiltration membrane, but you can flush it here either with pressurized water, say if you're under a tap, flush it like that, or if you're doing a backwash in like a camping or a hiking situation, you would take your incoming port and swap it around to the other side, and then you can actually attach a bottle and squeeze the bottle to get a pressurized flush on it. So this, we can attach the bottle to it, and then if this the filter here is still fairly clean, just remove it, and then you can use the bottle to actually squeeze water back through it to backwash it. Capacity on these filters, any of these membrane-based filters, the capacity tends to be a lot less than what it's spec'd in real world, because the reality is all these specs are done on a fairly clean water source. So with something like this, I would always recommend taking, if you're going on a hike or so, taking a spare unit with, so you have got a spare filter. Other nice option is if you've got two of these end caps, you can actually use 2 bottles attached to either end to, well, both flush the thing. And if you're using one to collect dirty water, immediately fill another bottle with it, then you've got an easy container to fill other containers with. Overall, they're very nice little products. Realistic expectation with these, I would say, if it's a really dirty water, you're going to clog it up in like 20 liters. So with any of these filtration straws or the pumped units, you want to get a fairly clean water to filter it, or at least something that's visibly clean. If you haven't got a visibly clean water, use something like a P&G satchel, which then what that'll give you is it's got a bit of flocculant in it. It'll let the worst of the dirt settle out to the bottom, and then you can take the water from on top of that and filter just the slightly cleaner water. If it's a fairly clear stream and you can capture, like with a bottle from below the surface, a fairly clear water, then you would get a good capacity out of the unit. But the important thing to keep in mind with any of these camping or hiking units is if you notice that the flow is starting to drop, that's an indication that it's time to backwash it. If you're going to be forcing water through it until it clogs, odds are you're not going to get back most of that capacity, and then basically the filter would need to be replaced. But very nice little unit this. It is fairly compact, and the nice thing with it is in this hard, I don't know what to say, it's like almost It's a fairly durable case, and it's a nice texture to it. In this case, it's the kind of thing where you can easily use the carabiner and just hang it on the side of a backpack or chuck it in the storage bin in the back of the car, and you know the filter itself will be protected. It's a nice little package. As with any of these, always recommend taking 2 if you're going on a hiking trip. If it's just to have with you as an emergency solution, if you find yourself in a place where you need to treat some sketchy water, it's a good option to have.